All right, so welcome to a wonderful Yin class. We're glad to have you all. Let's begin with Happy Baby today. Lie on your back, bend your knees, bottom to the feet facing the ceiling. Try to grab the outside of your feet as the knees come to bend. Your breath is deep. Your breath is deep. So we're going to gently open the hips today. We'll take the first 3 or 4 minutes to introduce ourselves to the hips. We have a nice reading today for you from Yogananda. Yogananda died in 1952 at the age of 59. He's written about 50 books. An enlightened master Yogananda is. He's no longer in the human form, but he's eternal. As yoga teaches, we're all divine, eternal beings. You can release. Draw your feet to the mat, knees are bent. Bring your right ankle to the left knee and reach behind and grab the back of the left thigh. So another type of hip opener, modified pigeon. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. We're just going to spend a short time this first sequence. So I read to you a little bit from this book, Sayings of Paramahansa Yogananda. I want to read this again, but it's only one long sentence. We would quickly tire of the earthly spectacle if we could easily see that only one person is producing the play or movie that we're involved in. Yoga teaches that we are in a dream. It's a cosmic dream. It's a movie that's going to end when you die. If we could see that only one person's producing the movie, writing the script, painting the scenery, directing the cast, and acting out all the parts. So here's an enlightened master suggesting, telling us that we're all divine, and you may not have as much control as you think you do. Let's go to the other hip as you bring the left ankle to the right knee. Reach through and grab the back of the right thigh. Breath continues as you draw the legs up. So there's a story about Krishna playing with all 6 or 7 of his childhood friends. They were in their ages of around 12 or 13. But a mighty python came and devoured all 5 of his friends. So this is an allegory or a metaphor. And Krishna simply rematerialized all 5 of his friends again, the exact same personalities, exact same memories, exact same looks. The point is, you're in a dream. You can direct it any way you want. It's not reality because it's temporary. The reality is the eternal spirit of who you are. Your true essence is eternity. If it's transitory and temporary, it is an illusion. It's not to be taken that serious. Don't get all choked up and stressed out. Everything's going to work out just fine. You can release out of modified pigeon. So I'm going to come here between my 2 favorite practitioners, Kathy and Marie, to demonstrate the next pose. Now you'll start off on your forearms. Today we're going to move left. All of our movements will be the left leg. So you'll bend the left leg and draw it over to a twist to the right. Now, your right leg is straight, and as you lie down, your left arm is straight. And scoot your shoulders so you're comfortable in this twist, but take a few deep breaths as you stretch from the left arm to the right leg. Try to get the spine nice and straight. for a couple more inhales. Now you have a nice line to twist, draw your arms out like wings, and turn your head to the left, and bring in a deep breathing in and out through the nose, twice as deep as you normally breathe. So we're going to do a lot of twisting today. This is one of 3 twists that we'll be doing. So before we get into the Bhagavad Gita, the 10th chapter, the commentary written by Yogananda today, I wanted to share with you the definition of karma. Karma. As I read this definition by Yogananda, this last sentence kind of spoke to me. The law of karma is expounded in the Hindu scriptures, is that of action and reaction, cause and effect, sowing and reaping. In the course of natural righteousness, each man, by his thoughts and actions, becomes the molder of his destiny. Whatever energies he himself wisely or unwisely has set in motion must return to him as their starting point, like a circle completing itself. The world looks like a mathematical equation which, turn it how you will, balances itself. Every secret is told, every crime is punished, every virtue rewarded, every wrong redressed in silence and certainty. Now here's the sentence that I liked the most. An understanding of karma as the law of justice serves to free the human mind from resentment against God or man. So whatever lot that you have been dealt, it's the way it's supposed to be. You can change your lot, but don't blame others or God. It's just karma. Let's hug in the knees. A little tender?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to leave you alone then. Take it easy. Let's do what we always do when we hug the knees. Pull the knees wide apart, bringing some energy to the hips and the groin. Make sure you're breathing deep. Rotate the ankles in both directions 4 or 5 times. Spread the toes, point the toes, crimp the toes. Lift your head and shoulders off the mat. Try to draw your forehead toward the knees. Try to feel the stretch in the back of your neck. Each time you exhale, the forehead draws closer to the knees. So the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita we'll read from the infinite manifestations of the unmanifest spirit. And remember, yoga teaches an indivisible unity to all of us. We're all one. All the masters have told us throughout history that that's the case. We're all divine. Every atom in the universe is divine. You can release. And we're not broken either. There's no qualification that you need to find God. You can simply meditate and find God. Let's bring the right knee to bend and draw it over to a twist. Now you can rotate your hip a little if you want. And now as you lay down, your right arm and left leg straighten and try to get some length for a few inhales. You can push through the back of your head and squirm your shoulders a little bit and get a nice straight line, a couple of more inhaling stretches. And then your arms can draw out like wings, your head turning to the right. Your breath is deep. So yoga is a universal science of self-discovery, of finding your true nature. It's a science, just like you boil water at the same temperature anywhere on the planet. You can do the steps that all these masters have done, and you can find your true nature, which would help you in this material realm, as we'll read today. And all religions, whatever path you're taking, You can meditate. So yoga is not a religion. Everyone can meditate and discover their true self, their eternal spiritual self. Yoga means union. But yoga also teaches no matter what path you choose, whatever path you choose, it's the right path for you. As even in this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, fight for your path, die for your path. Whatever you want to do, it's your right. No one else is to judge. So yoga doesn't judge anyone. Whatever path you take, you're going to be fine. Everything's going to be just fine. Why? Because you're eternal. So Krishna tells Arjuna here, I am the omnipresent creator, the all-pervading dispenser of destiny, whose face is turned on all sides. Krishna is an avatar of the creator. He's speaking for the creator. We're not worshiping Krishna. We're using his words of wisdom to learn something. The subtle principle is cited in the esoteric description of God as the omnipresent creator and dispenser of destiny who faces in all directions. You can release and hug in the knees. So I'm going to give you about 45 seconds to draw your spine to stretch, bring it back to equanimity. Your time has expired. Let's come up to kneeling. So Linda, you can watch Harriet. So we're going to go for 1 minute this first time around. You're going to curl the toes though, so we can get a little stimulation to the toe joints. For the first minute here, maybe your hands on your hips, thumbs touching each other, pushing to the lumbar, and lay the head back to a little modified camel. If you choose, you could draw the fingertips or the palms down to the heels if you want to. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. So 87% of yoga deals with the mind. Only 13% of yoga is the physical practice. So when I started teaching 7 years ago, I didn't want to just teach 13% of yoga. I wouldn't be doing my job. So let's read a little bit about yoga. Continuing on with Yogananda. A dreamer is the creator and sustainer of the destiny, good or bad, the images in his dream. Similarly, in the cosmic dream, the divine dreamer, that's God, is the creator and sustainer of all beings and the dispenser of their destiny through their good and bad karma. Let's release to child's pose. Uncurl your toes, sit your butt back towards your heels, draw your head down to the mat. So as I'm reading these words, the sustainer of all beings, I'm reminded of what we read to you a week or so ago when some of Yogananda's disciples were making fun of some other disciples. And he said, what's your problem? Everybody is different. You're living in God's zoo. We're all different paths, different beliefs. We have people that have mental problems. It's a zoo. All shapes, sizes, colors, issues. And God is going to take care of everybody in the zoo just like any zoo in America. So there's nothing to fear. everything's going to work out fine. In this sense, God predetermines to a great extent the happenings in his cosmic dream and the parts to be played therein by his dream actors. Let's release and come up to a seated position. So I think I'll come here. So we're going left today, as I mentioned. So your left leg draws back. And your right leg needs to go in such a place so you can tip over that right leg. But we're not going to tip fully over it yet. Bend the right leg slightly so you can draw the right arm on the inside of the right leg, palm facing up, and slide it underneath that right ankle or calf area. Now you're not done. You're going to open your heart, look at the mid-wall, stack your shoulders, and let your right ear drop down on the right knee. Your left arm drapes in line with that right leg as well. And for 1 minute and 30 seconds, every time you exhale, it's like a rag doll dropping toward that right knee. This doesn't mean, however, that man's fate is wholly predestined by an authoritarian deity. God is the maker of destiny, but he's given man the power to react upon destiny. Each human being receives from God the gift of free choice by which he can make changes in himself and his world environment. I hope you're breathing deep. This very power of free will is an expression of the image of God in man, the image in which man is made, the soul or individualized consciousness of God. Therefore, all happenings are determined by a connecting effort between God, the macrocosmic creator, and God, the microcosmic creator, through individualized expression in man. You can gently come out. Now you can hover. Now you can tip over that right leg and get some length at the arms, grabbing near the ankle or toes, releasing the head down for 3 minutes. So be patient here. In a little runner's pose, head to knee, as we finish up our reading. No individual is spared his share of the responsibility for any evils or seeming injustices. If one disdains his lot, if you don't like your lot, he may exercise the God power within, so you've been given this power, or you're going to use it, to operate those laws of nature that can change those circumstances. If he tires of the alternating entertainments. What do you mean? Well, we went to the movies last Tuesday, we had a great time, but we went again Monday and the movie sucked. Right? Our vacation was terrific last year. This year, alternating entertainment. If you grow tired of that, or the harassments of dualities, last week I was happy, this week I'm really feeling terrible. I'm really in a hurry yesterday, but today I'm patient. Those are the dualities, the emotions that go up and down that keep us from being satisfied. If you tire of all this, he can exert his God power. That would be your meditative qualities, your pineal gland, your 1,000-petaled lotus, your Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Sun center, the sophisticated equipment that you have in your body. You can exert the God power to awaken himself from this cosmic dream. Right? You discover who you really are. And you're no longer in the dream. You're no longer flesh. And nothing bothers you anymore. You're enlightened. You're meditating. The non-use or misuse of free will is man's own choice to remain in the dream and be subjected to the laws that rule the realm of manifestation, this material realm. So you have a choice. Discover your true nature, move out of this dream, or stay in the flesh. It's that classic battle that goes on since the beginning of humanity. Omnipresent, facing all sides, is also a further meaning. An omnipresent aperture or opening, God's eternal presence, His all-encompassing consciousness is the doorway through which His created beings go back and forth between the physical plane and the astral world. As His consciousness enacts on them the illusory changes called birth and death. So Yogananda is saying birth and death is an illusion. Why? Because you're eternal. There's never been a time when you were born, nor will there ever be a time when you'll cease to exist. Through good and bad karma, the fruits of man's actions dispensed by God according to His just law of compensation, the recurrent cycles of birth, existence, and death of all beings are continuously occurring in the consciousness of God. Thus He is the sustainer, the bestower of all happenings. You can release. Here, we'll bend the right leg in front. Sit up tall. We'll go to deer pose as you twist right. Make sure you come way outside the right thigh. Split your hands. Split your elbows. Stack your hands underneath your chin cheek or forehead. Deer pose. So yoga is very simple to understand. There's a unity to all life, an indivisible unity. We're all one. We're universal citizens. The universe is your home. All are your family. Unfortunately, religion will separate. I believe this, you believe that. But remember, ignorance is the enemy. 5 afflictions of humanity, 5 things that keep us from being happy. Ignorance is number 1. Your ego is number 2. Oh, I believe this and that, and I'm not going to believe anything else. That's ego. The 3rd affliction is aversion. I don't like those people. We're supposed to love everyone. The 4th affliction is attachment. You're attached to things. I can't meditate because my show's on. I'm attached to too much pleasure. And the 5th affliction of humanity is fear of death. When you meditate and realize your true self, you no longer fear death. You can say like Christ said, "O death, where is thy sting?" And you also can say, "My Father and I are one," because you'll realize your eternal spirit is in essence, part and parcel, the same as the Creator. Very simple to understand, not too difficult. Why have we screwed it all up? You can release and hug in your knees. You get a full minute to counter. You can move any way you want. I said hug your knees, but you can move any other way you want. Windshield wipers, arch pose. All right, that's going to do it. Now we're going 1.5 minutes on modified camel. So come back up to kneeling. First time we only did 1 minute, Marie. By the way, I did tell Beth you said hi. She says hi back. Just like last time, curl your toes so we can stimulate a little bit of the toe joints, right, Kathy McDaniel? Hands on your hips. And when you're ready, I'm ready, lay the head back. If you want, you can draw the fingers to the heels. That's totally up to you, but make sure you're breathing nice and deep. Child's pose. 1 minute. All right, let's come up to seated. Just like last time, but this time we're on the right leg, so your right leg draws back. Okay? The left leg, you want to tip. You want to put it in such a way you can get some good tippage, if you will. But then you bend the left leg enough to bring the left arm on the inside of the left leg, palm facing up, underneath that leg. And just like last time, as you open the heart, look at the mid-wall, stack the shoulders, drop the left ear to that left knee. The right arm drapes over, everything releasing in line with that left leg. 1 minute and 30 seconds. So this is a lateral bend. Good. If you can, let that ear drop to the knee. Well, that's why it's only 1.5 minutes. Okay, I'm just going to move your... Later on, we'll use the blocks. You're welcome. All right, well done. Now you can tip. Now you can hover over that left leg, right? Get the leg straight as you can. Get some nice depth as you reach down near the ankles or toes. That's it. And take 3 minutes. So be very patient here. Just let it develop. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. All right, leave your legs as you come back up. Just like last time, you're going to bend the left leg in front, right? And then this time you'll twist all the way left for deer pose. Split the elbows, stack the hands under your chin, cheek, or forehead. And for 2 minutes, make sure your breath is deep. All right, well done. You can take a full minute to counter pose. You can move any way you want. You can do seated windshield wipers. You can lie back if you want, Bobby. You can hug in the knees, arch pose, reverse table, anything you want, any way you want to move. You can also do nothing, and that tension can release. I'd advise you to at least hug the knees, because it stretches the spine back to equanimity. So we'll move into a new sequencing. That may involve your block. It just depends on your physicality. You may need 2 blocks. You may end up needing 3. I don't know. It's going to depend on how your knees and your ankles are responding today. But let's come up to kneeling. And your blocks are nearby. You can leave the blocks near the front of your mat. We're going to use those at the very end. Now, hero pose is when your knees are together, you'll sit on your heels. But saddle pose or thunderbolt, for my physicality, I require 1 block. My ankles are outside my hips now. Now, try to determine whether you want no blocks. Do not sit on your heels. Or 1 block or more. And does anybody need more than what you have? Let me know. I'd be happy to provide it. Okay, so this is saddle. We're doing both knees together. Oftentimes we do it with 1 leg at a time. Remember, you're still offered 3 options. For compounding the move in a back bend, you can come here. You could choose the forearms, or you could decide to drop all the way down. Whatever you choose now so I can start the 2-minute timer. Good. So saddle is a knee joint and ankle joint opener. Recommended 15 minutes. We're going to do it for 2. If you have knee problems, maybe not. We're going to do 2 rounds of 2 minutes, so we're actually going to do 4 minutes, which is more than we typically do.
Is this a chest expander too?
Yes, you're going to lift the heart on the inhale and arch the back. Good. Everybody's looking good. How are your ankles, Rose?
Oh, tight.
Okay. Because ultimately this should be on the mat, so I can open the ankles. So if that being the case, you might decide on 2. How's this ankle? That's supposed to be on the... Well, you just might have a tight ankle. I'm just checking. You can release, straighten your legs, come off the block. You shouldn't need more than about 40 seconds. Yeah. 40 seconds. We're going to be seated again. We're not going to come back to saddle until we do square pose. Square pose, a hip opener. So you're going to be sitting on your butt. So just like I mentioned at the beginning of class, we're going to go left today. So in square pose, your left leg bends first, the left foot closest to the groin, the right foot in front of the left foot. Make sure no ankle or heel is pulled too close so it's underneath a lower leg or thigh. In square, you want to separate the feet. And then tip your sit bones forward. Now for the first minute, I'm hoping you can get the backs of the hands. Spread the fingers wide as you drop down. So we'll put some stress on the wrist joints. Now you might have to put the hands to the side of your body. My arms are kind of long, I can go out front. But whatever you choose, it's 1 minute. You're leaning forward. This gentle hip opener, square pose. I'm going to release you after the first minute. So when that minute expires, no more work on the wrist. You're going to drop all the way down when I cue you. And then you can focus exclusively on that opening of the hips. Make sure you're breathing deeply. This foot moves forward 2 inches so that that ankle, there you go. Now, just let your hands go way out in front and drop down further. You're fine. You're fine. Time's up. You can straighten your legs. Take a full minute to counter pose, moving any way that you'd like to move, Jan. No, you gave me the good stuff. The nice chanting music. Okay, so once again we're going to return to saddle. If you remember saddle, you have to determine which number of blocks you want under the buttocks. This is only for 2 more minutes, Kathy Miller. Now you don't have to have a block, right? When we were kids, we didn't need it. But you may need more than one, let me know. And remember, just like last time, you can come here for your chest expanders, Bobby, or you can drop to your forearms, or you may be able to make it all the way back. Whatever you choose, choose it now so I can start the 2-minute timer. Yeah. you got to hold yourself up. So there's a little weight bearing, isometrics. If you want to use that word, it's isometrics. Make sure you're breathing nice and deep. You can release and come off the block. If you're using one, straighten your legs, and you should be able to release any tension in about 40 seconds. I take it that smile is a smile of enjoyment. Kathy Jo's having a great time today. So we're going to revisit square pose on the other side, right? So your right leg bends, so the right foot's closer to the groin. Your left leg is in front of the right. Tom, make sure that no heel or ankle is underneath the lower leg. So you split the feet apart, moving them forward. Tip your sit bones forward. And don't forget, for the first minute, take the backs of your hands, fingers pointing toward your legs, or if you bring the hands to the side, fingers pointing backwards, and put some weight and breath and movement into those wrists every now and then. Your upper meridians running through those fingers, right? Heart, lungs, small, large intestines, pericardium, and Sanjial meridian. We just opened the knee joints, ankle joints. We've done some toe work. This is hips, those lower meridians running through the toe tips, toe joints, ankle joints, knee and hip joints, stomach, spleen, gallbladder, urinary bladder, kidney, and liver meridians. Leave your legs, and now you can let your hands go way down in front, dropping all the way down to the full expression of a square pose, a gentle hip opener. You can release. Take a full minute. Straighten the legs. Move any way that you want for counter pose. So after that minute expires, we'll be moving into the last sequence. The last sequence is coming up. This first pose we're going to do, a twist. It's a little bit awkward. We've never done it before in a yin class. Also, we're going to try to get to level 4 toward the end of class, which we've never done before in this building either. But this twist we're going to do is complex, so it has to be precise. So I'm going to move over a little bit closer to my favorite practitioner, Nanette Palmer, so that Linda Evans in the back can see me. Okay? So let's begin this twist as you come up to your forearms. Now we're going left today, so the left knee bends. Bring it to 90 degrees. So the thigh's 90 degrees from my trunk, the lower leg 90 degrees from the thigh, and drop it over. You might have to rotate a little bit on your hips to get comfortable. Now look at the right leg and bend it too. So it's 90 degrees. So this pose is called Swastika. From the waist down, your legs make two 90-degree angles. Now here's where the precision comes in. You're going to carefully turn to the right and stay on your forearms. Don't move the knee much. Do not droop, and turn your head to the right. Turn your head to the right. That's that direction. Your head turns towards Elizabeth's window. If you happen to drop all the way down, you lose the full expression of swastika. I don't want you to drop down. This is a back-bending twist. Make sure you're breathing deep. Good. Everybody looks fine. But be very careful. It's awkward. We still have about 52 seconds, so be patient as well. "30 seconds. Hang in there. You can release. Careful here as you come out. It's just a natural thing to roll over on your back, hugging your knees. Didn't see that head turning to the right. Don't make me come over there. So we'll give you a full minute to recuperate. That pose is definitely unique. All right, I'm going to come and demonstrate again so we can find the full expression. So come back up with enthusiasm. Back up on your forearms. This time the right leg bends at 90 degrees. Keep that leg high. Some of you lost that. And then bend the left leg so you have a swastika. And then turn left to your forearms. Make sure you're breathing. That breath will help you get lined up. When you're ready, turn your head left as well and let that breath come in. 1 minute and 30 seconds. Thank you, Brenda. I'll take care of it. You have a great weekend. Thank you. Namaste. I hope you're breathing nice and deep. You have just over 30 seconds. Hang in there. All right, well done. You can come on out. Lie on your back is the most natural, and hug in the knees. Try not to give me the stink eye. Don't give me the stink eye. I had a lot of practitioners tell me that pose, nice opening. Rose, that might be just what you need today. I don't know. It's a very unique pose. So we're going to move into our last sequence. I've given everybody 2 blocks. Jan has. You're going to bring them, Elizabeth, toward the front part of your mat, Ms. Evans. And let's maneuver. Let me check the time. Make sure you have plenty of time to rest. Yeah, you have about 10 more seconds if you need it. If you need 10 more seconds of rest. Otherwise, you can see Kathy Jo here. She's going to be in Sphinx on your stomach, on your forearms, elbows underneath the shoulders. We're going to attempt DEFCON 4 today. We're going to try to get to level 4 in Sphinx. So I'm getting ready to start the timer. As you look down, make sure your elbows are under the shoulders. Proud up the heart. As I start the timer, your chin level, breath is deep. I almost always say, let the exhale help you here. When it hits, the diaphragm naturally collapses. On the exhale, the groin drops down to the mat, the heart lifts up. It's a natural movement. But I like to have you put your own energy into that exhale. So when the heart lifts up on the exhale, just push it back a little bit too. And I'm curious where you feel it in your back. When I do Sphinx, it starts off right in the center of my back. Most of the energy starts off there for me. This is the last sequence. Class is going to be over in just about 6 or 7 minutes, so stay focused. Open your eyes, look up to the ceiling. For 1 minute, each time you exhale, continue looking up. Our eyes are open so we can strengthen the optical nerves. Good. I haven't mentioned, but let's go ahead. Spread the fingers out as wide as you can. And they're not doing much anything else, so we might as well energize that area too. 15 seconds to go. Hang in there. All right, well done. Droop your head, rest your neck for about 40 seconds. All right, bring your head back up, but grab your blocks. If it works for your body, bring one block under one elbow, the other block under the elbow. But the blocks have to be touching near the chest so your elbows can stay directly underneath your shoulders. And I'm going to set the timer for 45 seconds now before we deepen the pose. So we're shortening the time between each level. This is level 2, if you will. Breath is deep. Same thing, the chin is level. Each time you exhale deeply, Linda Evans, the heart lifts up and back. So Cindy's not here, Kelly's not here, Friends of Marie. Susan's not here. We could have easily had 17 or 18 today. Barbara. Oh, or Barbara as well. Eyes open, look up to the ceiling. Yeah. Each time you exhale, this is a full minute. "30 seconds. Hang in there. "15. Droop your head. 40 seconds. Now after 40 seconds, when you come back out, we're only going to give you 30 seconds today to reestablish where you are currently. Then I'm going to cue you for Camel. We'll call that level 3, where you slide the blocks aside, and we're all familiar with not yet. And you'll push your arms to straight. But first we got to energize the spine again. So your 40 seconds is up. Bring your head back up. Breathe again. 30 seconds, right? Now you have time to let your nervous system know, okay, he wants me to go to level 3. He wants me to go to Camel. So just proud up that heart and get ready for me to cue you. Reason I'm mentioning it, because when this last minute is done, that's going to do it. And then I'll let you rest, and I'll offer you the bonus round of level 4. You can try it for a little while if you want to. That's going to do it. Let's straighten your arms if you want to, and push up to Cobra. Eyes open, look up to the ceiling. Good. Try not to slouch in the shoulders. You got to kind of lift out of the shoulders. It takes a little bit of energy. And you're looking up, eyes open. Your breath is deep. The last 30 seconds of this will deepen it a little more if it works for you. If it works for you, let's go to swan. Leave your arms straight and try to bend your legs. Yes. Hang in there 20 seconds. Almost didn't recognize you when I saw you. I haven't seen you in so long. Well done. You can release. Drop back down carefully to your forearms. If you want, you can come all the way down, split your elbows, stack your hands under your chin, cheek, or forehead. 40 seconds. The last option, you don't have to do it. Nathan was showing me in the last class on Wednesday night where he went up higher, and I thought, gee, I never thought of that. But it's not important. You guys have done plenty of work already. But we have just about a minute to go. If you want to play with it, I'm going to offer 2 varieties of, if you will, you can call it level 4. So take a peek in my direction. A moment ago, you were here. Okay? Now you could choose to bring the hands here and straighten the arms to level 4. Or I think you can get the same result by just finding regular cobra and walking the hands back a little deeper. Okay? So there's only a minute left in class. You can just play around if you want and see if you feel like going higher. Otherwise, push to child's pose and take a break. You might notice it's deeper, right? You could put your hands on the blocks. It gets you, it's higher, it's level 4. There's just more bend in the back, but it may not work for you. We're just kind of goofing around. It's a bonus round, so don't sweat it. If you're interested, you can hang in there for another 22 seconds. Or you can release out, but I'm going to release you in 15 seconds. Okay. That's where we're going to end up in the second most important pose in all of yoga. 4, 3, you can release. All right, all the way down. When you feel like the tension is released enough, you can push to child's pose, or yes, you can make your way to the second most important pose in all of yoga, your final resting 5 minutes. Today we're going to do a guided meditation we always offer at the end of the Yin class. It's called Theta meditation, Theta. I'm not sure why the author called it that. I looked up theta. It's a Greek letter. This meditation, we're going to take you to your higher self. We're going to begin in your heart. We're going to move up the throat, out the top of your head, towards your higher self. So I'm hoping in about 37 seconds or so, you're established in the second most important pose in all of yoga, your final resting pose, where you're melting into the mat. I'll give you a little more time than that. Eyes are shut, no more deep breathing. Of course, the most important pose in all of yoga, arguably since the beginning of humanity, is to seek the kingdom within, to meditate, discover your true nature, move out of this cosmic dream of the flesh, and move into the eternal realm of your true nature, eternal spirit. Everyone on the planet can experience that if you want to badly enough. Let's take the first minute or so of this meditation to just follow the belly button area. As you inhale, the diaphragm expands, the belly button area lifts. As you exhale, the diaphragm contracts, the belly button releases down. So just take a few moments, breathing normally in and out through the nose, following the movement, the rise and fall of that belly button area. Let's move away from the following of the belly button rising and falling. No more observation of that. Let's move into our meditation. Continuing now by visualizing a ball of energy in your heart area. You see this ball take on the energy of the heart chakra, which is emerald green and rose pink in color. Allow your heart chakra to open. See the petals like a flower begin to twirl and open. Your heart chakra is now fully open. Very slowly move the ball of light upwards. Feel it move up your chest to your throat chakra. The ball of light takes on the energy of the throat chakra, which is blue in color. Allow your throat chakra to fully open. Again, very slowly move the ball of light upwards towards your third eye chakra, which is between your eyes. The ball of light takes on the energy of the third eye chakra, which is indigo in color. Allow your third eye chakra to fully open. Gently, the ball of light continues upwards, passing through your brain. It again changes, and it becomes violet in color as it merges with your crown chakra at the top of your head. Allow the ball of light to exit through your crown chakra, being released out of the top of your head. It travels up your astral cord and through your higher chakras toward your higher self. You are completely connected to your higher self now. See your higher self as a golden angel sitting on a throne. This is who you really are. You are in awe of the beauty and the light Take a few moments to soak in this image of your higher self now. Allow your mind to be still and receptive. As you make your way back into this movie production, the grandest movie you'll ever be in, see if you can gracefully make your way up to a comfortable seated position. So that wasn't too bad, huh? Yeah, everybody seemed to like that class. If you'd like, you can draw your hands at the heart center. As always, thank you all for coming out for such a pleasant experience, sharing your yin yoga with me and with each other. Today's closing from Voltaire, a French Enlightenment writer, historian, and philosopher. He died in 1778 at the age of 84. Learn to cultivate your own garden. I hope your weekend is calm and peaceful. Namaste.